Club that I was involved with, and I got involved with the Newcastle Supporters Trust about trying to buy the club, generate money. I was fed up with people laughing at the club because it was so much to me and give so much to me and my family and everybody else. And that started to snowball, and please God and thanks for everything that the owners come in, euphoria that they've had, it's gone from strength to strength. So I'm out in California, yes, I miss certain things about the UK, I don't miss the rain and the cold, but it's great to come back. The club have been great with me. I went out to Chicago with yourself and Toon and some other people, and Sarah's been great and being involved. And I know John does a lot week in, week out, but he loves it. It's not a job, it's part of our life, and we've probably spent the last 3 hours taking the mickey out of each other.
John, you just held a fan event there in front of dozens of Newcastle United fans. What was it like to be here Wembley weekend speaking to them?
It's the start, isn't it? It's the build-up. It's excitement. It's the nervous energy starting to kick in. You know, people are asking me how it's going to be. What do you think the score's going to be? What should we play? You know, and it's just the build-up which I love about Newcastle United. Everybody's so happy to be here. We're hopefully we're going to finally put that sugar and cream on top and get that silver where we deservedly deserve. That's how I see it. Yes, we've got to turn up. Yes, we've got to put performance in. But I'll tell you one thing: the supporters are going to do their bit, and I know they'll do everything they can to make a difference. And sometimes them small margins can be the difference. So bring it on.
You're sounding quietly confident.
I am actually quite. I think it's sometimes in the stars. I just feel as though it's a nice vibe around it. Coming on after the game against West Ham, thought there was a nice buzz around the place when they were celebrating with the crowd. Then I was able to watch Liverpool against PSG. They come off in a totally different sort of feeling, and I think little moments like that can make a difference. And we've got to be at its best, and sometimes you need a little bit of lady luck. But I think we're going to get that as well.
If Eddie Howe said, "I want you to deliver the team talk," what would you be saying to the players?
Enjoy. Do not miss this opportunity, and be proud. And don't let yourself down.
And if they did lift the cup on Sunday, what would it mean to you?
You won't see me for a couple of days. Put it that way. So, you can make out what you will with that one. Let's just say I'll be celebrating very, very well.
Score prediction to finish off then?
I think it'll be 2-1. I really do. I don't care, but I just got that funny feeling of it. It's going to be tight. But please, 2-1.
With Warren Barton here, you've just been part of a fan event. What was that like to be in front of dozens of Newcastle United fans on Wembley weekend?
It was fantastic. Great to see some old faces. Obviously being there with John Beresford, it was all laughs and jokes, which was great. A couple of serious questions as well, but it's just great to be back. Real excitement about the game, obviously the final. A lot of optimism about that going along, but yeah, just to see how many black and white shirts have took over London. how they're looking forward to the game, how buoyant they've been, behaving themselves as well. So it's fantastic. Yeah.
And to be back with Bez as well. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been. I was lucky enough. I see Rob on Friday, which was great. I see him on Friday, and then obviously seeing Bez today. And it's like we've never been away. You know, we haven't seen each other for a few years, but we keep in contact through like WhatsApp. But just to be with him, hear some of his stories. We spent the first 3 hours of taking Mickey out of each other. So it's great to be back. Lots of good memories. But let's make sure we have a really good memory at the weekend.
Are you confident about Sunday?
I am. I'm not quietly confident. I think obviously they're a top team. Don't get me wrong. I'm arguably probably got one of the best players in world soccer at the moment, or world football, playing with Mo Salah. But I just think with the experience of the last cup final, the players that we've got, yes, devastated for Hall to be out. He's a young kid, but Kieran Trippier's a fantastic player. Obviously Gordon being out, but give someone like Harvey Barnes the opportunity. I think Eddie deserves it, and the group of players that have been with him. But more importantly, the city deserves it, and the fans. So yeah, I'm quietly confident, but it will be a nervous one. I've gone for penalty win and Bruno to get the winner.
Fantastic. And if you were the man marking Mo Salah, what would be your secret?
Do what Sergio Ramos did, actually. See what he did in the Champions League. No, I think Kieran, you've just got to stay on your feet with him. You know, as soon as you dive in, he has got electric pace. But you see against PSG, if you get close to him and don't allow him the space, that's why I would go with Kieran, because Kieran wouldn't be overall. But I'm not saying Livramento would do, but I think with Kieran, he's come up against people he wouldn't be overall by it, and he's a hell of a player himself. So I think that's what we've got to try and do. Or, you know, like I used to try and do with Giggs or someone like that, it's take him back the other way, try and run on from him. And Trent Alexander's not there, so maybe that ball in behind's not going to be something they do. They do leave their two centre halves isolated, so just keep your eye on him, because he's the one that he hit on a diagonal. Whoever plays against him has to have their best game, and I'm sure both players will be able to, whoever Eddie goes with.
A penultimate question: if Eddie was to invite you into the dressing room in the moments before, and he said, "Warren, you're delivering the team talk," what would be your team talk?
I'd keep it short and sweet. I'd just say, make us proud, make yourself proud, make the club proud, and make the fans proud. And if you do well, you're going to be a legend. And it's as simple as that. And they've made us proud in so many ways. The game against PSG, but just go out and make yourself proud, make your family proud, and make Newcastle, and you'll be a living legend. And even saying that puts hairs on your back of the neck, because it's that close, and we unfortunately failed. So hopefully these boys can do it, but just make us proud and go and enjoy it.
And if it does happen, what would it mean?
It'd be everyone on Newcastle will be off work. I'm doing it as a Newcastle United bank holiday Monday. Everyone, I urge you, do not go to work. Do not stop celebrating until the cows come home. So that's what I would say to all our fans, is go and enjoy it, and I think it'd mean the world to everybody.
If you can just tell me your names and how old you are first.
I'm 9 and I'm 9 years old, and and my name is Hannah. My name's Alison. I'm 9 years old.
And you're here down on Wembley weekends. How excited are you for the weekends?
Really excited. Basically, same, really excited.
And you've just seen two Newcastle United legends on stage. You guys are very, very too young to actually probably know who they are. But did you know who they are when they got on stage?
Not really, until we said the names. Forgot these, but I know I've got a figure one.
And you just won a shirt as well, did you?
Yeah.
What was that like to win the prize?
I was quite surprised, because I just guessed, really.
Let's talk about this weekend then. How confident are you that Newcastle can beat Liverpool?
Well, the thing is, we've got Gordon's out, we've Barton, we haven't got him, so I think we we've got a really high chance. We're the famous ones to win, so hopefully it's going to be a 2-1 to me.
Whole Botman goal now. We've got Liverpool have the highest chance of winning, but I've got no right back because I've got Alexander Arnold, Kwanzaa and Bradley out. But really, we've just got to hope. So.
And look, we've got Alexander Isak, we've got Sam Snow, we've got Bruno Gomes. We've got good players who can win this game, right?
Well, yeah. Well, any of the players can pull magic out. It's like Bruno, if he's soggy, he's magic. Any player we've got, they're all magic and they can all pull something out.
As Rob. Hi, I'm Rob from the Rubenstein YouTube channel. There you go. Hi, I'm Rob! Hello!
You've just been at a fan event with Warren Barton and John Beresford. What was that like to see two legends on stage?
Yeah, it was good. I was lucky to get a ticket. My friend got them very last second, so it was good fun. It's obviously part of the build-up, getting in there. Newcastle organising something down here has been good fun. They're confident. They think it's going to be a win. I think it's going to be very tough, so I hope they're right.
And if Eddie Howe said to you, you're going to go into the dressing room and deliver the team talk, what would you be saying to him?
Ooh. The thing is, I think it's too easy and overdone to say that it's going to be the first time in a long time, but I think it has to probably be that. It has to be if these, and that was one of the questions I was considering asking the two guys on stage today, was about statues, legacy. You talk about Eddie Howe having a statue, Bruno. Honestly, I think if we win this trophy, we need to get one of Eddie Howe's team photos and carve it into stone. I think that is probably what has to be done. That would be what I would be saying, and that would be hopefully the motivation they need.
And what would it mean to you if they won it?
It's actually really hard to say because we haven't done it. I haven't seen it. I didn't cry when we lost at Wembley last time, but I would actually think that if we did win this time, I think there would be a lot of tears in the stadium. I think it's like it's a little bit of an unknown of what it would be, but it's a monkey off your back. It's something that people can't hit you with anymore because I think Newcastle fans get hit with that stick far too much. So it will be the start of a new beginning. I think actually. I think it's fair. It's easy to say that we're working on this first trophy, but I think actually having it would be the start of maybe the new era of Newcastle.
And they can do it, right?
Yeah, we can definitely do it. It's strange to think that just literally a week ago, being in our second cup final in 3 years, it felt a bit doom and gloom. That's how it felt. It was really weird. And then suddenly we beat West Ham. Liverpool have a tough game on Wednesday. And then obviously a few beers and down in London, the mood's changed a little bit. So yeah, we can definitely do it. It's going to be tough, but I hope we can do it.
I was on stage in Warren Barton and John Beresford. What was that like to be within their company?
Oh, it was great to be with them and see the event. They had some great stories. It was lovely to see them.
And if Eddie Howe invited you into the dressing room just before kick-off and said you're going to deliver the team talk, what would your message be?
Probably break down and cry. No, I would say, however, come on lads, get us going and we're going to win.
And if they do win, what would it mean to you?
Oh, it mean the world. Just like it would to every Newcastle fan around. If you ask any Newcastle fan, they'd be delighted, wouldn't they?
And what's the score going to be? Can they do it?
Of course, we got 2-0 Newcastle.
Just tell me your name, where you come from.
Here, live in North Shields.
How excited are you to be here?
It's just amazing after lived down south for such a long time, living back in Newcastle. It means a lot being back here with a hope and positivity that we've got here. It's just, we've got good times coming and we can do this tomorrow. We can.
Are you confident?
I am confident. I believe in Eddie and what he's doing, and it's just I believe in the lads and what they're doing. So we're gonna. I think we can win tomorrow.
What would it mean to you?
Sorry?
What would it mean to you?
Die happy, man.
Best day of your life.
Die happy.
Best day of your life. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you introduce yourself and where you're from?
Luke Edwards from the Daily Telegraph here in Covent Garden with my good friend George Colkin from The Athletic, Andrew Musgrove behind the camera looking slick wearing a Newcastle United scarf.
Thank you very much. What are you expecting from Newcastle?
A win. Time has come. 5 FA Cup finals without a win. Law of averages suggests this is the time. 1974 met Liverpool as equals. We've won the same amount of trophies. Actually, they've won one more major trophy. I think there's a circle of life coming around. I'm surprisingly confident. How about you, George?
I'm very hopeful. I'm not sure if I'm confident, but I'm definitely hopeful. I'm very excited. It's like for all the talk about trying to make this business-like, more business-like than 2 years ago, you come down here and it does just feel incredible. It's so exciting.
What would it mean to you, George, if they won it?
I don't know because I've never experienced it. It's like I've done everything else. I've reported on everything else. I've seen them get relegated. I've seen them finish second. I've seen them lose cup finals. I've seen them towards the bottom of the championship and have their whole existence threatened. I've seen absolutely everything in between. This is the one thing that I've not seen. I've not seen them win anything. I can't wait to experience that. And yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. It's like this isn't business like, is it? It's mayhem.
No, but this
it's what it's all about.
This is a very peaceful Geordie invasion of the capital.
It's what it's all about.
I'm all
and
for
it's
it.
like there is that. It's like I totally understand about Eddie Howe wanting his team to kind of take out some of the emotion, but like actually the point of the cup final is to turn up with emotion. So yeah, I mean, my only advice is like everyone have a drink, have a good time.
Early night, 10 o'clock.
But yeah, go to bed at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock cut-off point, everyone.
Don't have a hangover at Wembley tomorrow. And like the team has to play with emotion, like with anger, with energy, all those things. And if they do that, then Newcastle have got a great chance.
Look, I started covering Newcastle United 22 years ago with the sole aim of covering a football club that won a trophy. I do think that time has come. Well, it was, but I met a Geordie and had Geordie kids who are all Newcastle United fans. My daughter's here today. It's just great. It's just about time. We can't keep talking about nearly men. It's time for them to win something.
My brother, who's not on camera, AJ, my brother has flown over from America where he lives, Portland, Oregon. I was like, I'm so proud of him. He's a firefighter in the States. I love him so much, and he's come over for the final. I'm so excited. I love you.
Up the Toon, let's do it!
Yeah, come on, we're going to do it this time.
Don't fall, but grab that a second. I'll ask you a few questions. Is that alright?
Yeah.
How excited are you to be here?
I'm super excited to be here.
Can Newcastle win the League Cup?
I'm not going to commit to that.
I like that optimism. What would it mean to you if they did?
I'm not sure I'm ready for it, to be honest.
What would it mean to yourself if they won?
Over the moon. Very amazing. But I need to say, right, we've won the cup just by being here, getting the opportunity to come to Wembley again. We've won the cup. We don't even care about the result tomorrow, as long as we score at least one goal. And we hope it's Dan Burn, the England international.
One final question. If Eddie Howe invited you in the dressing room to deliver the team tour, what would you be saying to the players?
I'd probably go straight to Fabi and share. Fabi, we love you.
What would it mean to you if Newcastle United won the cup?
It means everything to us. As a family, it means everything to us. My grandparents, great-grandparents were here 70 years ago. I have the most amazing scarf that a footballer gave to my great-grandma who was working at the county when we won, and they travelled back by train and they came off and went to the county hotel in Newcastle, and there's only 3 of them that I believe, and my great-grandma gave it to her family, and we have it. This will mean everything, and they lived at a number of 92 in the house. My ticket, where I'm sitting on the road, is number 92. I believe this is going to happen.
You were invited to the dressing room to the team tour on Sunday. Eddie Howe said wanted to deliver the message. The message to the players?
That we believe in them all, we love them all, we love Eddie, and we are behind them completely, 1000%.
Hello, I'm back in my hotel room, having spent all day out interviewing Newcastle United fans, capturing the scenes of Covent Garden for you guys, and talking to a couple of Newcastle United legends in John Beresford and Warren Barton. I do hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. Just wanted to sign off really by giving my verdict on today. How did it feel? I mean, what we can hope going into tomorrow's final. I have to say, it wasn't as good as 2 years ago, and I think there are a number of factors for that. I think the fact that Trafalgar Square is a square, and it's a massive square, and everybody was together. This time around, as you've seen in the videos, we had two separate areas for Newcastle United fans. Some had gone down to the market and the square there, and others had gone up by the Nag's Head and the entrance to the tube station, and that's where they stayed. Now, both sections were brilliant, lots of singing, lots of chatting, lots of flag waving, but they were separate, and I think that probably affected the atmosphere this afternoon and this evening. Look, it was still fantastic, but it wasn't a scratch on what it was a couple of years ago. But you know, that might not necessarily be a bad thing, because if you follow the podcast, you will know that I think this time it feels different, and I think it does. I think tonight felt different. It didn't feel as big as a party. Don't get us wrong, everyone's still very excited. It's great we're here, but it didn't feel as big as a blowout, as big of a release, because we were here 2 years ago. Good teams get here more often than the 20 years that we had to wait before that Manchester United final. We've only had to wait a couple of years, and I'm hoping that it's more regular. And I think that maybe played into how tonight and how this afternoon went. It was a little bit subdued in parts. Obviously, I've mentioned the location, that added to it. You've also got the fact that it's a very, very popular tourist area, Covent Garden, and you had Newcastle United fans separated, then you had tourists, and then you had these kind of middle-class, upper-market eateries still trying to serve their usual menus and looking a bit bewildered by the amount of fans that were there and the chanting. And then you had like the craft market with inside Covent Garden Market Hall, which was still open and serving. Like, it was a really weird mix, and I think that didn't maybe add up to the best it could have been in terms of creating that atmosphere that we saw a couple of years ago. But again, it might not necessarily be a bad thing. You know, moving on early, as many people did. A lot of people came up to me and said, you know, it wasn't great, it wasn't fantastic, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like 2 years ago that they've gone off to separate bars and maybe just have one or two more pints before going home, and hopefully get into Wembley tomorrow with a bit of reserve, a bit of something left in here. Because if you were at Wembley 2 years ago, you will, I think, agree, it felt a little bit subdued in the terraces once the game kicked off. I think people were maybe hanging a little bit, maybe not actually, but I think the atmosphere wasn't as it maybe could have been and should have been. I think this time around, people maybe have partied a little less as hard, and they've kept something back for Sunday, and they're going to need it, because Liverpool fans are absolutely brilliant. Didn't see a Liverpool strip at all today, and I was on the lookout for it. Didn't see a single one. But yeah, I think Newcastle United fans are going to go in tomorrow with a little bit more energy than they had a few years back against Manchester United, and that could make a big, big, big difference. And fingers crossed it does. Let me know in the comments what you thought about what you've seen. If you were there, do you agree with me? And I'm just going to sign off on this little tale from this afternoon, which made me chuckle and kind of just reaffirms how big Newcastle United's fan base is in terms of leaving their mark on places they visit. A woman came over to me in Covent Garden, tapped me on the shoulder, and she said, "What is going on here?" And I explained, it's the Carabao Cup Final tomorrow, and we've come down to celebrate. And she said, "Who is it against? Who are the two teams?" I said, "Newcastle and Liverpool." And she said, "So this is both Newcastle and Liverpool?" I said, No, just Newcastle." And she said, "Newcastle's a London team then?" Because she'd seen the thousands upon thousands of fans out. I said, "No." I said, "We're 300 odd miles away." And she went like this, just to kind of reaffirm the impact that you guys have on people who maybe never heard of Newcastle, but they're blown away by the support and the love and the affection, the commitment to supporting your team. And that's what we saw tonight. And look, yes, in my opinion, it wasn't as lively, it wasn't as boisterous as a couple of years, it wasn't as organised. It's no one's fault, it's just the way it is. It was still great fun, and the love and commitment is not in question. It was fantastic. When the chants got going, it was brilliant, as you've seen. But hopefully, everyone saved that little bit and we roll it into something magical at Wembley on Sunday. And the next time you hear from me, we'll be celebrating Newcastle United lifting the League Cup First domestic trophy in 70 years. I'll be crying, you'll be crying. They can do it. Hopefully they can do it. They can do it. I'm confident. 2-1 Newcastle. Callum Wilson off the bench to score the winner. Write it down. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up. Hit subscribe. I'll see you guys later.